Hello folks, hello. I could take it down. My powers. Garabay. Noted. You can seize things from that far off. Or his ass. No. Garabay. Replied smugly. But I could pick up something closer, like a tree or a big rock, and throw it up there. There. Nailed him that way. No, let's not do anything like that. Galpa requested. Let's not do anything like that. There's no way. We don't want. Let's see. Even if the copter crash looked like a total accident, it'd still send an army out here to investigate. Did I already say this? Let's see. Some McDonald's breakfast before writing. Folks don't ever have McDonald's breakfast before you write, or any fast food for that matter. It's just too much. Let's see. Let's see. Army out here to investigate. We'll have to take down that bird eventually. I should make a note. Yes. Golka replied with the kind of tone one uses when they have some unpleasant but inevitable task ahead of them. The copter was soon far away, but they were still jade up in the air. They were in those hovering platforms. Something that the Zetan army had been working on at the time, but didn't get off the ground. No pun intended. Before the Jade War started. They had them now. Now, finishing the project with the tech they took from the Jade. The Jade had spurred a lot of technological advancement among their enemies. Ashmaker heard that warfare had a tendency to do that, to advance tech. Made sense to him. It seemed like most advancements in tech sprang up about the time that there was a terrible war. As long as the war wasn't something catastrophic, like the war of destroyed the world about 25,000 years ago. The platforms were clad in flames. Had fire spewing exhaust on the bottom. Part of the system that kept them airborne. Part of the jetpack type system that kept them airborne. Blizzborn. Let's see, Captain Airborne. They looked a bit like armored priest pulpits to Ashmaker, except totally circled around the pilot. And let's see, platform first part. Let's see, blue fire. And totally encircled around the pilot, and more round in character. Though they were hard to miss, these were done up in rather elegant jungle camo. Mix of greens, brown, black, a little bit of red. The pilot was clad in an armored suit. In a light armored suit. Mostly cloth instead of metal. But more metal than you'd see in any regular uniform. On any regular military uniform. Pilot had a, helmet. Pilot had a helmet and goggles on, but nothing else to protect his face. Ashmaker didn't suspect it would be him to be non-Jade, but let's see. The pilot's jade complexion, pale gray in nature, was clear. Ashmaker didn't expect the guy. Let's see. Pilots were clad in light armored suits. Each pilot protect the face. Jade's pilot. The pilot's bed. Ashmaker could see had gray jade. Had the gray skin that designated him as members of the Jade race. Not that Ashmaker expected them to be non-Jade. There were 3 floating platforms in proximity to Volca and Co. There were more farther back. The closest ones were about 30 meters in the air. 20 meters in the air. Let's see, 20 meters. The pilots had mounted MGs on their platforms about the front for combat. And they also had rifles slung on their backs. Sidearms too, most likely. They also had spotlights about the front that they could direct themselves by hand, not via some fancy panel inside, not via some fancy control panel. And there was an additional one, smaller one, mounted on the MG. itself. Like we're going to have to go around them by quite a margin. Volka said, "Sir, you don't want the little challenge of, you don't want the challenge of trying to sneak around under them? Schmaker asked, jokingly. Volka stared at Ashmaker. I hope you're not serious, Volka said. We should avoid fighting anybody. We should avoid any contact. We can help it. Right until we're ready to attack that base. Yes, sir. Didn't know you were a warrior type, Ashmaker. Vanna said to him, looking for a challenge. Looking for a challenge, something worthy of your superhuman might. They're not really a threat, Ashmaker replied. One blast from any of us and they go down. Probably blow up. Those platforms look strong, but they go up and faster than a lit firecracker. Pilots probably won't even survive a crash from pilots probably won't survive the crash. Especially not since platforms were known to always go up in flames after crashing. Delicious. Let's see. Especially not since platforms probably known for going up in flames after crashing. I'd make a herd of them going out of control, of them being a real liability in a shootout, for some jade pilot would, or some jade piloting one would end up crashing into a crowd, killing many, and then many more when the platform blew up. The squad moved, let's see, how many platforms? The squad moved carefully through the jungle and stayed low. They worked their way around a clearing that was home to 2 of the platforms. They were scanning some nearby tree line for anything suspicious. Squad came to within about 10 meters of them at the closest, with them totally unsuspicious. The area they occupied. The pilots had their backs to the squad there the whole time. The squad was less lucky the second time around. Everyone had to get on their stomachs for about 5 minutes, well, for about 10 minutes, while 2 platforms passed through the area, through their area, up above the trees, the tree canopy. Fortunately, the area was quite dense with vegetation, even for a jungle island. It hid the squad well. Underneath, hid the squad well. Maker got quite muddy. Got his front laying in some slimy bit of glass. Must be thirsty. Maybe it was that McDonald's breakfast. You know, McDonald's food is very high in sodium. I probably got well past a day's worth of sodium just from one of those hash browns, and I had 3 of them, so I'm probably gonna look like a mummy soon. But anyway, you know, I've never had too many health consequences from eating McDonald's, at least not yet. Right, because I never really liked them that much, except for their breakfast. Everything else on their menu, you know, I could live without it. They just, there's so many good chains in this country, you know? Slimy bit of grass. He was laying adjacent to Nami, was flat on our belly, like a commando. It's very weird. Seeing someone in civilian crawling around the jungle. Arcness attire wasn't the most practical for this sort of place. Headmaker thought when the coast was clear and Dami stood up, the front would be as muddy as his. But when she stood, her clothes didn't have a speck of dirt, or a speck spelled with a K or a C, or is it just left alone? Point, fleck, yeah. Yep, it's part of a scheme. It's like when they give you, I think they put that sodium in intentionally. Part of a scheme to get you to buy their more drinks, but their drinks are cheap now, so I don't know. Maybe it's just how they do things. His clothes didn't have a speck of dirt or wetness to them. It was like she had been just laying on some rug in a clean house. What are you, a ghost? What are you, a ghost? Should make her ass dummy. What? She asked back instantly. Not a bit of dirt from all that crawling on your belly. Maker clarified. It's like you're not even here with us. Or you're just some projection. Tommy then patted Maker on the shoulder. See how my hand goes right through your shoulder? Tommy jeered. I am physically here. And another thing. Well, there's also the climate. Matchmaker noted. Oh yeah. Matchmaker pointed to his sweated up face. A greasy face. He looked like he had just come out of some sauna room. It was the same for the rest of them, besides Zisper and Golka, both of whom looked bone dry. It was probably a bit alarming for Zisper to look like that. To look like that. He would probably need a dip in the water, some water, en route to the facility, so he didn't dry up. So he wouldn't dry up and turn into a mummy. We're all sweated, and you look fine. Ashmaker noted. I feel fine. I reassured. We Arknists have our ways of keeping cool wherever we go. Ashmaker assumed that was bull. That was actually some ability of hers so the heat kept heat from getting to her. Perhaps he had heard that Ndami had access to all these other dimensions. Perhaps she was secretly keeping herself partially in some freezing cold, some very cold or just chilly, some very cold place, so the heat wasn't getting there. Couldn't get to her. Is that right word? Good wording? Let's see, princess. Whole dimension, so the heat couldn't get to her. So the heat of the jungle is partially nullified. Hopefully we won't run into more platforms, Golden muttered. They ended up passing under just a few more, but more in the next area. These platforms and were up higher than the earlier ones. Let's see. Copter left already. Check. Oh my lord, I'm dying. I need to get another drink. Let's see. These platforms were up higher than the earlier ones. But still mobile. One of the pilots seemed more daring than the other. Going below the canopy and hovering about the trees and hovering around the trees. It was like he was tempting fate. Maker was quite the tree bodies. Bodies in the trees. Yes, well, comparisons are fine, Word, when you're writing a novel. I don't know where this thing is that comparisons are bad. Comparisons liven up any writing. If you write, you gotta have comparisons to things. It was the size of a house. It was the size of a cow. It was the size of a bear. You know, things like that. These are common things in writing. Ashmaker was worried the idiot. I was going to crash into them. Foil their mission from pure stupidity. Eventually, after getting a radio message from his partner, the pilot flew back up through the canopy, and they both took off. Thus, Ashmaker and Co. no longer had to crawl on their bellies. The Jades seem quite paranoid about infiltrators, Golka noted, mused. Properly so. Properly so, Benna agreed. Said, we are here, after all. Are we? Dominique asked. In an oddly joking way. Perhaps we're all just projections from somewhere else. Yeah, maybe. He muttered. Once again, Dummy had crawled through a lot of swampy vegetation that would have left anyone else looking like a mudman, but she was completely clean. Shouldn't that be Mud Woman? Let's see. Why do you think they believe there might be infiltrators? Garibay asked her comrades. Is it just their usual paranoia, or have they been tipped off? Ooh, intrigue. Find out next time. See you later.